Hi, my name is Cherie. Welcome to my journey. So I am out here at the lake. Decided to take a little walk outside. It's still hot and I'm still cooling down from my workout at the gym. So yeah, decided to come on out here. It's kind of a trip. I was just talking to my daughter and how people end up changing their goals, their dreams, right? Because my ex-husband, he wanted to retire and own a floral gift shop, right? And my daughter, her dream was to rescue animals, right? And it's kind of a trip when you watch somebody, just give up on their dreams. Now, as far as me, you know, I never had like long-term dreams like that, you know. Most of my dreams, they were always, dreaming in the moment, right? But, to just say, ultimately, well, I did. I did have a dream that I thought would have been a long-term dream, which was to be an insurance broker with a real estate license. Now, I achieved the licenses, I just didn't achieve the lifestyle, right? I was able to work in those fields, I just didn't achieve the lifestyle. And even though the lifestyle is still possible today, I think it's harder. It's even harder now because, of automation. That if people, wanted to buy anything, you can basically just go online and AI will provide you, all of the information that you need, right? I mean, they have AI realtors.com, right? And you let the AI search engine, you know, uh, search their databases and retrieve the property that you're looking for, right? Whereas, if you're a realtor, you have access only to the databases that, your broker, has, and the same would go with the insurance, you only have access to the insurance based off of, your broker. And if you're the broker, then it's based off of, how much, money you have to gain and maintain access and still be competitive. And yeah, so that was one of my dreams, was to, you know And I say it's only one because it is. It's only one. The other one is for me to have, like my own little, online boutique, you know, where I could do like custom, uh, custom jewelry, custom made, apparel. That's, that's kind of what I wanted, So I teeter back and forth from, commerce and, you know, art, but it still has to be commerce. Okay. So yeah, it feels good out here. But as it stands right now, I'm just thinking, you know, I'm going to probably, keep working for as long as I can, since that's the way, you know, our country wants it to be. I mean, if they're making full retirement age 67, 69 years old, I don't know. I mean, it's possible. I mean, I'm 65, right? But the aches and pains and stuff that I experience, you know, makes it seem like, you know, retirement at 68 and 70 is possible if you know that that's, what it is. But when I was growing up, I don't know, my mind was thinking that retirement was supposed to be 55. Okay? Then even my mind couldn't wrap its head around that full retirement age is going to be 65, right? But then I find out, nope, it's not 65 anymore, it's 67. So that doesn't feel good, not one bit, to keep having the goalposts change on you. And that the only thing you can be happy about is that, damn, you're still living, you're still alive, but not living. Right? And what I mean by not living is, the retirement and the benefits that you thought that you were going to get, you're not getting. Right? Because my thought was once you retire, you wasn't going to have to pay taxes anymore. Once you retire, you were going to get discounts on mostly all products and services. And especially once you retire, you were going to get free medical. That's what my mind said. But once I retired, I found out it's just the opposite. Right? That society now, instead of being appreciative of your contributions, it's like now they're treating you like a burden. Right? And so, okay, if we're a burden, where are we supposed to go? Right? And it made me think about Logan's Run, right? The movie Logan's Run, where when you reach a certain age, you ascend. And their ascension was like obliviation. Okay? So I'm thinking, well, where did they do that at? Right? Now, honestly, while I'm talking, my mind is saying, wait a minute, there are countries out there that allow suicide. Okay? America isn't one of them. America outlaws suicide. But technically, they can't stop you if you did it. Okay? They can't stop you if you do it. Alright? But it's outlawed. So, if you're not successful in suicide, then they'll figure out some way to penalize you for trying or attempted suicide. Alright? So, they'll probably put you in a mental institution, something like that. Something to really make your life even more miserable than it was when you decided to take yourself out and failed. Okay? Because I know I did look at a map that there are countries out there that have made suicide legal, and that, you know, there are doctors that will give you a dose of something that'll allow you to leave this realm. So we're just out here talking about things since it's Take the Trash Out Thursday, right? And these are some of the things that you'll know about should you be a world traveler. If you're a world traveler, you'll find out these different customs, these different traditions, these different religions. Okay? So, I know I was like, I could say like, you know, I was really appalled to think about the audacity of these lawbreakers out here, you know, persecuting people, especially the ones that were victimized by their sons into, you know, having illegitimate children. And then, you know, some women were even put in jail for child endangerment because they couldn't put these children in a home or take care of them properly and feed them what they need to do with the shots and everything else. So, yeah, in my opinion, you know, they're taking it out on the victim. The victim is not the one that is the problem. Like I said, you know, if the men didn't want to take care of these children, they should have pulled out, wore a condom, seminal retention, right? Or, you know, they could have got surgery done where, you know, they would not have to worry about trying to utilize any of those, you know, methods that they could use should they, you know, get caught up in the moment. Like, what is it, a vasectomy? And vasectomies, they're reversible at some point. So, I mean, it makes sense that if you know, you're not going to be ready for no kids for 10, 20 years, it makes sense for you to have a vasectomy. And, you know, and not reverse it until you are ready to have children. You know, I've seen this very pretty lotus flower here. I just have to show it to y'all. You know, the flower that grows out of the mud. It is so beautiful. This one isn't white and it isn't pink. It happens to be. I'm wondering if it's even real. Look at it. Is it real? Okay. It may not even be real. Because it looks more like a sunflower than a lotus flower. But I don't know if there are different colors besides pink and white. So, yeah. So anyway, hi. She's so pretty.
Thank you.
So yeah. Gonna go back home now. I feel better that I cooled down by walking around this pond. It's a beautiful pond. And you know, getting some fresh air. It's hot. It's 93 degrees outside. But these trees, you know, they'll make it a little cooler out here for us. Yeah. So I'm gonna close this video out and talk to you later. Bye.